I am here with the great man, John Wayne Parr, the champion of champions, and he's back after, you said before, 20 months.
20 months, yes.
Since your last fight against Anthony Mundine.
Mundine was November 2019, and my last kickboxing fight was August 2019.
Gotcha.
So, but boxing, yeah, that was a little bit earlier.
Gotcha.
So,
right.
But that was a good fight too. Mr. Mundine, that was one of those fights that you never think is going to happen. All of a sudden, you fight him, and then now we've fought. Now we're buddies on Instagram, and now we chat all the time, and he's such a good guy.
Slide into the DMs.
Yeah, who would have thought that how your paths cross sometimes? So life's amazing.
So why have you been away from the sport for so long? I mean, a lot of people don't know this.
Yes, so I had to get a hip surgery. I got to resurface. So they put a cap on top of your femur head, and then they put a cup inside your hip joint, and then they go together, and now I'm rejuvenated. I feel 25 again.
Is that a hip replacement?
It's called a resurface, and that's got about a 15-year shelf life, and then once that starts playing up, then you get a full replacement then.
Right, both hips or one hip?
Just one at the moment.
Because you had a lot of problems with your hips. You were in some serious trouble there. Like, I don't know if you want to go too deep into what doctors were warning you about, but it was looking bad.
So before the Anthony Mundine fight, I got an MRI on my hip, and they said your femur bone's so brittle right now that we suggest that you don't run, because there's a good chance your femur head might snap on one of your morning runs. So for 8 weeks, every time I put my shoes on, I'm thinking, oh, geez, I hope my femur head doesn't snap today. So then all I could think of, if I win, this is going to make a cool story. And then, funny enough, I happened to win. So even though I put Mundine on a pedestal, he's an amazing athlete. I somehow managed to beat him with one leg.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, thankfully you didn't have to throw any kicks in that fight.
After the fight, then it got to the stage where the hip got so bad that I couldn't even weight bear. Every time I took a step, it just gave out on me. So I took it right to the edge, and then I got my surgery. I've recovered, back in the gym, back training, and now one championship. Here we come.
And you were on your feet the day of the surgery.
From my timeline, I'm taking a picture in the waiting room just before the operation, and then walking was 5 hours. From surgery to walking.
So this is a heavy surgery. What do they do in the resurfacing? They just clear out all the shit that's in there, that type of thing?
So they make an incision, and then they have to, they pull your heel to your bum, and then they pull your heel to the floor, and then the femur head comes out of the socket. And then they shave down the head, they put a cap on top, and then they punch a cup inside your hip socket, and then it's just steel on steel. And then it's for athletes and young people to maintain their lifestyle.
Sure.
So I don't have to change anything. I can still run, still train, hip pad, spar, everything's perfect. So now I just got to win.
I mean, I've seen some hip surgeries where you see the hip surgeon in there with a big mallet, and he's hammering this like stake into the dude's femur. Yeah. And it's like, and then to see you that day walking around, obviously pumped up, full of drugs, but walking around on a walker and all that type of stuff. And now, how long has that been? That's been...
So that was July. So
not even a year?
No, it's only been 7 months.
So and you're going to fight again against the main guy.
Yeah, the number one guy in the world right now, Nicky Holtzen from Holland. So he's very tough, very heavy puncher. So a little bit of history. So my Thai trainer fought his trainer 3 times.
Gotcha.
And now we're sort of like the grasshoppers, and now the grasshoppers are now have to try and...
Like Creed.
Almost pretty. Yeah, exactly. So our paths are pretty much been very similar. We've almost got the same fight records in kickboxing, Muay Thai, and then I've had 14 pro boxing fights. He's had 15 pro boxing fights.
Okay.
So boxing and Muay Thai were almost identical, and then sure enough, one day I was going to cross, and now it looks like it's the time. So, and funny enough, being for such a superstar, he's the one that called me out. So it's like, oh damn, I guess it's going to happen now.
Yeah.
So, but it's very exciting. It's one of those ones where if I can get the victory, this is the cherry on top of the cake. It doesn't matter what happens after that. Hopefully, if I can get the win, my legacy is in concrete. It's set forever. So I'm very excited, very pumped, and I want to do Australia proud.
Absolutely. And it's on One Championship. On the app, that's where you can see it.
The app and their Facebook page, their YouTube page.
And it's a stacked card too. You're talking Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Yes.
You're talking Eddie Alvarez.
Yep.
JWP.
Yeah, and Nicky himself is a superstar by himself. Right. So, and then I think Reece McLaren from Australia, he's also fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, the card's going to be stacked. It's going to be their first televised event live to America on the TNT channel. So they're trying to make the card as big as possible to get as many eyes and to really introduce not only MMA but cage Muay Thai to the American audience. It's going to really open up some eyes because everyone loves stand up in the cage. And this is guaranteed that there's no takedowns, there's no wrestling, there's no jiu-jitsu. It's just pure violence.
Yeah.
So,
what's the difference with cage Muay Thai? Is it a little bit less traditional? I know before a Muay Thai bout, there is a lot of bowing and there's a lot of the head. What was that?
Yeah, the mock-on.
The mock-on. Is that a little bit less in this sort of circumstance, or is it still the exact same?
It's more so to hopefully introduce the MMA crowd to Muay Thai, but in an MMA environment. So same gloves, same cage, but less stalling. So when you get pushed up against the fence, if there's no action, you step back and you go straight away. If you fall down, you quickly stand back up and you start straight away. If you get knocked down, there's a quick 8 count, just like in normal Muay Thai and boxing. And then you continue again. So whereas MMA, sometimes they can hold them on the ground for up to a minute, 2 minutes before any action happens. Whereas with the cage Muay Thai, you're guaranteed action for the entire fight.
Do you think that's something One Championship's trying to do to differentiate itself between itself and UFC?
Oh, for sure. So fun fact, I started cage Muay Thai back in 2012 here on the Gold Coast. We did 10 shows and it got really popular. It was very exciting. And then One Championship seen what I was doing and they've taken my idea and now they've put it on the world stage.
Beautiful.
With getting the best fighters from every country and to see top of the guys now in the MMA gloves fighting Muay Thai rules. It's such a compliment. I feel so happy that I could help make the sport a wee bit more violent.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck. What are we talking? What date was it again?
April 8th.
April 8th, ladies and gentlemen.
In Singapore.
Get onto the One Championship app. Watch John Wayne Parr, Australian legend, top bloke, and he's wearing a very nice shirt. Plus None Fitness. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it.